Hi, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys.com, home of technical analysis education. Click the link for a free week trial, no credit card required, and gain access to our multiple live broadcasts daily, community chat room, educational videos, nightly watch lists, and more. Invest in your education and future and join the community today. Hey everyone, checking in on gold, daily, weekly, and shorter term time frames. So there's a bit of discrepancy in the price. We had some sources switching over to December contracts, some are still on August. So we're looking at stock charts here and they are still on August. Closing at 13.19, we did defend that low of this consolidation, so we're developing this base. We're looking at 13.08, 13.10, and now 13.11, defending this area. Bulls need to regain that 10-day moving average as support to continue or to try and see some upside after defending this support. The weekly time frame shows a higher low still present and consolidating still, with the 10-week moving average support catching up at 13.05 and the 200-week at 13.01. Those are two key levels. So the bulls are looking for this to be normal, healthy consolidation before continuation to the upside. We have the FOMC meeting on Wednesday at 2 p.m. That is going to have a very significant impact on the short-term direction of the markets and gold. So if you want to avoid a lot of the risk and a lot of the reward, you will not be in a position, you'll be in cash into that FOMC meeting, and then you'll play shortly afterwards to have the odds more in your favor. That's certainly the safe way to do it and the way I usually do it. And I do have some longer term GDXJ calls for in a month from now, playing the miners' earnings. So certainly I'll be watching what tomorrow is going to do, or make that Wednesday, but it's not going to have a significant impact on my longer term month plus outlook looking to play earnings. So looking at gold, we have that price discrepancy. We're at 13.23 now because we're on to December contracts here on the hourly chart. But you can see the higher lows are being maintained, but the lower highs are as well. A tightening range is forming. I always use trend lines when there's previous price action to go off of. I'll use these trend lines as secondary. So we can see last hour we closed below that trend line, but we're still maintaining these higher lows, so I pretty much ignore that. And that's just because I think the price action is more important than the trend line is. Trend lines are just a way to visualize the price action a bit easier. So we're looking at tightening levels. We're going to see a break from this likely before the Wednesday FOMC announcement. So we'll see which direction it breaks in and if that's going to have any indication of what's to come on Wednesday. One thing is for certain, we're going to see a spike in volume and a spike in volatility. Bulls really want to regain 1334 as support. We can see it rejected the price, we dumped, it rejected the bounce, and now the bulls need that level in order to try and reverse this downtrend, which the bulls certainly feel has been sufficient consolidation, but it's going to depend on what the Fed says and whether or not that is true. So we'll keep checking back in. Those gold miners had a bearish break today with gold pulling back, and the indication early on for weakness, look at the tightening range 3 days in a row on decreasing volume. And this was a pattern on pretty much all the miners, JNUG, NUGT, GDXJ, and on Friday's video I said you could essentially use the high and the low of the day as your indications on what's going to occur. A break of the high and we go bullish short term, and a break of the low and we go bearish. So obviously we had a gap down open, broke the low right away. Big bear volume came in. We can see a lower wick of the bulls buying some of that dip, but it wasn't entirely significant. And we did lose the low of Wednesday's support, so a lower low on this consolidation, and the 50-day moving averages are now support to be keeping an eye on these gold miners. So we'll stay on top of it. We'll check back in tomorrow. Wednesday is the big day. Thanks for watching.